Researchers yesterday unveiled a miracle in Mississippi and the science behind it. Ron Winslow is here to tell us more. Ron, a baby was born in Mississippi and cured of the HIV virus. Tell us more about what this could mean moving forward for the thousands of babies that are born with HIV every year.
So this baby was born with the AIDS virus, not with AIDS itself, but born with the AIDS virus, was treated immediately by a doctor because her mom had not been in any prenatal care,
right.
Hadn't been previously diagnosed. There is a way to give mom AIDS drugs if they're pregnant, during pregnancy, to prevent transmission to the child. In this case, that didn't happen. The doctor said this is a high-risk case, gave an aggressive dose of AIDS drugs to the baby. And 18 months later, the mom stopped bringing the baby to the clinic for reasons we don't know. And when they returned and tested for her, the virus was undetectable. So this was the first time that this has been found in a child, only the second case ever of a documented cure for the virus that causes AIDS. And researchers believe that if it's confirmed, and it needs a lot more work, but if it's confirmed, it could change care for the hundreds of thousands of babies, almost all of them in sub-Saharan Africa, that are born with the virus every year.
Now, you said it requires a lot more work on the part of researchers. What are they going to do moving forward to indicate this is more than just, this could be something that would be used to help lots of other babies?
So this is one kid, right? And
right.
So they need to test this out in other babies, give them early treatment, probably compare them against the conventional strategy to see if indeed the virus can be cured with this strategy. Now, these are commonly used AIDS drugs. They're already widely used in Africa and other developing countries, so it's not the high cost, it's not the high priced new AIDS drugs, it's the very long-standing medicines. So if indeed this works, it could be scalable in a way in the developing world that could have an impact.
Now, the other person who has been cured, known as among scientists as the Berlin Man, what's the difference between him and this baby?
So he was an adult, for one thing. He actually was diagnosed with AIDS and also leukemia, and he had a bone marrow transplant to treat the leukemia. And his doctor deliberately found a donor who had a mutation that that essentially changed the patient's the ability of the virus to penetrate the cells in the patient.
Wow.
So that was a pretty remarkable event as well.
Yeah.
But we couldn't give everybody in the world who's got HIV a bone marrow transplant to treat that. So this new idea, if it proves out, and there's some people who are still looking for a little more assurance that this was actually done, but if this proves out, it could have much broader application in kids, in babies. This is not a finding that has any immediate relevance to people who are diagnosed as adults or as adolescents. When the infection is well established. This was an infection that was barely established in the baby.
Wonderful. All right. Well, Ron Winslow, thank you so much, and obviously more details in your story that's online.